Good afternoon, greetings, welcome back, double whammy from me today. All is good with Dave, but work commitments are such that you've got a few anomalies this week. He'll be back with you for his noon tomorrow. 4 p.m. is my allocated movement snacking slot this week. So today we're going to start a new sway, and I know you've had quite a bit of disruption on the 4 p.m. I think you had a whole week of chaos last week, but prior to that 4 p.m.s have been a bit swayy, hit and miss, swaying in the wind maybe. So I am going to go for a full sequence as Chaos did last week, get us back on track. That said, I think you've got Dave on Wednesday. Yeah. And maybe another day. Crikey, here we go. Talking to myself. Sue, I'm talking to myself out loud here. We have got 4 minutes for the preamble. Either way, we're going to do day one of a new series of moves. Sway, body awareness, being aware where shoulders, arms, hands, elbows, trunks are. You joining live, Sue? What's going on? Live, alive-o, as I like to say. Live. Great to have you, Sue. Thank you for your comment. So my comments check is working. I can see some other people are joining in. What's your weather? Come on, let's have a what's happening with the sun across the UK and Canada, D, when you get to watch this. Let's have a weather roundup, please. As you can see, I'm in a new location. I'm back in the southeast. You've clearly got nothing better to do, Andrew Scott, than you can't help it, can you? You can't help it. Miss P. Chris, you always seem to join immediately after Andy. I don't know if there's some kind of cyber connection that you two have. Clearly, DS. All right, DS, come in. Unfeasibly sunny, 25 degrees. I know. I was just checking the tide times, Mum and I, to get a crowbar in a swim tonight over Hayling with Irma Dog. Irma Dog, who's just had a quote to have her teeth cleaned. Oh my goodness. Anyway, let's not go off on track. Did a Zoom today with Active Devon. Nice one, Sue. So you've crowbarred in some minutes already. Maddie, afternoon. Not in a car park or when those taxis are quick, you miss out on those minutes, Maddie, don't you? In the waiting time. Oh dear, indeed. Let's ignore that comment from Andy. All right, Angela, beautiful sunshine. I just put my movement snacking teeth in. Beautiful sunshine in Cheshire. That could be, oh no, my brain's gone off on one. That could be what do you call them? When you're trying to get your teeth and your tongue around words, a tongue twister. Beautiful sunshine in Cheshire. You got me thinking about writing a movement snacking tongue twister. That's it. Movement snacking tongue twisters. Come on, get them in. Ducks in a row, one thing. Goats in a tree, you're a bit different. I was scrolling through. I was a little bit late in my prep today. I hope that I'm completely transparent. Can you see through me? In my planning, I think I had a kind of a theme in my head, but I hadn't actually stood up and done it and visualized and got some words together. So hence I said that it was still under construction. So as I was flicking through the library of images on Instagram, the goats in the tree, I thought, that's it, expect anything, I'll go for that for the prompt. Weather improved, sunshine, it says CK. Walk later, not over. It's warm in it, Sandra. I'm hoping it holds on for a bit of a swim over Hayling tonight. Sun and ready, waiting for what you've got ready for us. It's literally hot off the press. It's like hot off the press, hot off the go, up a tree, Vivian, tonight's one. And I think it's going to be a moving feast. Usually when I plan these 4 p.m s, that the end point comes first and then I track back, usually. Here you go, revealing my movement snacking strategies to you. Because I've been thinking of other things, I haven't got the end point. So I've started at a beginning today, and Heaven knows, heaven only knows how many goats up a tree, what's going to end up on by the end of the week. If you don't know what I'm talking about, goats up a tree, go back and have a look at the pre-nudge message that I put up and image. What else? Is it there? I've got back in the... I haven't asked Mum if this clock has been right, but I think we're there. Is it 4 o'clock? Someone give me a... No, Bex, she's got an extra 30 minutes. By asking and posing the question, that 30 seconds will pass. So I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, Bex Townley from Later Life Training. If you have joined us for the first time and you're wondering what on earth has just been going on for 4 minutes, please don't worry. That was the preamble, and we've been here a long time chatting to each other, or I've been chatting with you via a kind of a 1.5 way communication channel. So rest assured, when I go 3, 2, 1, Bex Townley from Later Life Training marks the start of the movement snack. So boost to start. If it's warm where you are, always take it steady, especially in these 4 p.m s. Getting connecting with your moving parts and feeling those body connections, finding your own flow. Slow blawbland. There's another tongue twister. Oh, crikey. Right, here we go. Shut up, Townley. Let's get on with the business of movements snacking. 2 minute, 3 minute max circ boost. Pick your position. Do you want to be in stand? If so, external support close to hand. This needs to be fixed, firm, stable. Like that. Floor areas are clear. Having a glance at feet. Hip width, start position. This makes for ease of weight shift and transfer. Lift and lengthen, more active in your centre. Maybe a few little wriggles and positioning of shoulder blades. And start with the steady leg march. So here's the standing options for your circulation booster. I'll give you the seated in a moment, or carry on without me if you know what's coming. This is steady. It is literally a kind of rhythmical, controlled, comfortable, doable, marching on the spot that just serves to get the blood shifting, boosting the circulation, whilst maintaining this active centerpiece, all contributing to kind of comfortable, effective movement that takes less effort. That's kind of really what we're about. Adding in the other parts, you might want to stabilise up on the legs, feel upper limbs only, and then add bits or take bits away. You might want to have the support in front of you. This enables you to have constant contact with the outside world here if you should need. Keep going on that, stand uppers. Here's your seated prompts if you prefer. Active sit, forwards and extend, comfortably so please ensure that you can still comfortably breathe, but you're a bit more active. You've got a little bit more distance between your hips and your first rib. Steady march, have a feel around one side, have a feel around the other. Can you bring them together? How does that feel for you? Steady, rhythmical, even. And even after, a section of 10, 20 seconds, you're going to feel the need to breathe more deeply. Here's other options here on the upper body. Bringing in the trunk, allowing the trunk to naturally turn with control. If you're working towards standing activities, have a hip walk forward. This shift in position alone makes it easier to stand when you get to that bit if you would like. But for now, bring the feet back and down. Leave the toes behind for the first couple. So looking to improve the mobility of your feet. Then progress to just take those easy pushes up from the floor. This seated march is generated from the floor up, not from the hips down, as it were. So we're assisting, we're using the ankles, feet and toes to push up the knees. Bring the other moving parts in when you're ready. And then just bring it down to a pause. You should feel comfortably boosted. Not out of breath or breathless, but certainly because of that light lift in intensity, that light raise in the heart rate, is going to require a little bit more oxygen to your moving parts. Right, are we ready? It's day 1 of this week's sway routine. I'm going to kick us off, no kicking involved, with some trunk shoulder and arm movements. The upper body set only, but that can be performed in stand if you prefer. For this, if you're in stand, go wider, slightly wider stance. This offers a broader base of support, which means hopefully you're going to feel more balanced, as opposed to having feet close together. Knees off the lock. So I talk about this as our suspension, so we can have more able to shift and move the legs easier than on a locked out. So that's your stand position. External support is here to the side or front if you want. Or you might want to have a perch down or come forward into active sit. Feel and learn the upper body moves, and then as the week progresses, add in the other parts if you would like. Okay, let's go. I'm going to just shift this way so you can see. Pick an arm, any arm, and generally go for your better side first, just so you can learn the movement and then see if you can replicate that on the other side. Have a look. It floats up, reaches away, comes across the shoulder, diagonally across the body, presses down back to start position. Same on the other side. Kind of go through the motions, just kind of get the nuts and bolts, reach away, come across the body and down. So without too much thought, just with control, just raising, leading with the elbow, reaching out across, as if you're gathering in, sweeping across the body to the opposite shoulder, diagonal, press down. Same on the other side. One more time if that works for you. There's the lift, there's the extend, sweep around, come across and down. How's that? So that is the action, if you like. And now there's a little bit more detail if you would like it. So optimizing what's going on in the trunk, optimizing what's going on in the turns of the shoulders of the hands. So drilling down a little bit more if you would like. I'm going to come up to stand, remain in sit if you prefer. Balance, 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 take up support, or you may prefer to have that support just in contact with the thighs here, for example, so that you can then freely move both arms. You decide. The first part of the lift, consider that the elbow leads. So the elbow leads back of the hand. Here, I turn, palm faces forward and extend away, shoulders still low. Sweep through, around in front of the body. There's a kind of a midpoint position, diagonally sweeps across and then presses down. Take a pause, have a switch off, have a readjust if you need to, or just continue that and just feel your elbow on both sides. So the key points. The first bit really leads with the elbow. Can you see there? So it's like the elbow, then there's a turn, palm forward, sweep out. So I've changed the angle of the arm in order to gather in something good, whatever you'd like to gather in. And it comes to be kind of grab it into your trunk, slide across and press down. That's the start point. I'm just going to add in a couple more trunky things, and these are really subtle. It's like minute moves as much as minute moves, because our shoulders and our arms in daily life are gonna need the trunk really to kind of get to those places. So here's some additional detail if you'd like it, and then we'll move into the stretch. Elbow leads on the float up, palm forward, and I'm reaching away with the trunk. I'm taking a turn and gathering in, back, and press down. Same on the other side. Float up with the elbow, reach across with the trunk, gather it in across, slide down and press down. So you've got these type of moves going on with the trunk, same time as arms. If you like the feel of all that and you feel steady and stable in stand, or if you're in sit, if you want to use both arms, try. Double elbow, extend, come across, sweep down and press. Single arm, single elbow, reach with the trunk, sweep round, bring in the trunk, across and down. One more time, one arm or two, you choose. Elbow leads, reach away, bit of trunk if you can, gather in whatever it is you're gathering in, sweep across, press down. So you've got these trunk movements that follow the arms. All right, that's day one. That's part one. Heaven knows where we're going to go. Let's see. Moving in now, we've done lots of shoulder and shoulder blade movements. So we're well prepared for chest stretch. Active sit or stand, sliding the hands back into position and then easing and lifting your kind of sternum, pressing forward, squeeze shoulder blades together and release and relax. Use the pit stops. You might want to grow again, come into position, lift and extend, squeeze, 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 everything forward facing and return. So working into these positions, having a squeeze, having a pause, and then releasing out. Maybe 2 or 3 repeats on that. That's your chest stretch position, your chest stretch movement, helping literally to lift and open the chest area. Involves the shoulder blades at the back, helping with posture, breathing. Of course, posture helps with balance and breathing, and the positioning of the chest and the shoulders will greatly contribute to successful arm movements. There's your chest stretch. What's next? Back of arm and sidey bits of the trunk. Have a just check. If you squeeze the shoulders up and then really take your time to lower them down, just to check that they are down. Head stays still, and then feel your way around a couple of reaches, either the side of the ear or the back of the head or the base of the neck, just to prepare that movement, and just be aware, have a feel where your hand gets to comfortably so. And then when you're ready, we're going to take that same position wherever you get to, or you might prefer to take your fingertips to shoulder, wherever you want to be, and then think about that elbow squeezing up a little bit more, and then slowly come back out. Have some extra freestyling in between, so just feel your movement, get comfortable before you take that ease up. Can you squeeze, 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 squeeze? Can you see as the elbow goes up, there's no movement in the head? Wherever this elbow ends up is going to be really individual to you, depending on how your shoulders are feeling, how the movement is around the top half of your body. So wherever you are, wherever you may be, elbow, into position, take a pause, maintain your normal breathing and ease it out. And we're just rehearsing these movements that we need every single day. And it's probably very rare that we actually take our arms and shoulders through these fullest possible ranges of motion in daily tasks. There's the back of the arm then, and we've already got the armpit junction, as I affectionately call it, that links us to the trunk. So here's the next bit. First bit's the same, kind of back of hand reach, elbow, and then if you're comfortable, go for an extra reach. Can you see you've got this kind of rib cage shifty up? If shoulders are not feeling comfortable in that range of motion, you might want to take a supported position here. Keep the shoulders down, so kind of down and away. And then when you get to about here, then the rib cage can come in. You get that shift there. That option purely offers a bit of support on arms. Other options, if you're in sit, to get some movement in this trunk, you might want to take hands together, reach forwards, and then come for a bit of an up and a down. And this all serves to improve the range of motion, get the muscles working down the side of the trunk and into the armpits for all of our reach grab actions. Take a pause, have a pit stop. 2 leg stretches to come now. If the leg stretches aren't for you, or you would like to prefer to stay in upper body, go back round the ones we've done, or maybe just continue working on gathering in if you would like. For now though, 2 stretches for back of legs. First one, back of thigh here. We need movement around hips. We need these muscles to move and be flexible for stride length and reaching down to lower levels. So have a look, have a feel. From sit position, have a slumpy sit, and you'll feel that There's a major change in where your weight kind of sits around your sit bones. We want to be forward and lifted high up here. So you feel you're perched on your 2 sit bones. Leg is out. Straight, but knee is a little bit soft. Off the lock for comfort. Foot's relaxed. Or it might be comfortable for you to have your foot flat to the floor. Have an experiment with that. It will be different for all of you. Lift and lengthen, using the trunk as a drawbridge, stays supported and upright, doesn't bend in the middle. Hinge as you breathe out, and be aware how low can you comfortably go. By low, I mean the fingertips, not the chest. The head and the chest stay high, and it's the reaching down. There's the functional movement here, so that we can get hands down to shoes, socks, laces, buckles, toenails, all of those things. Slowly in, slowly out. Take a pause. Have a little bit of a foot pedal. I'm very hot here, so I've closed all the windows because of sound. So I'm a little bit sweaty, to be honest. Here's the other leg then, or I'm glowing, not sweating. Knees soft, foot down flat, or it might be relaxed and up. Lengthen. Breathe and squeeze. Exhale. How far can you comfortably feel? And you'll feel the tension on the back of the thigh, anywhere between your sit bone and the back of your knee. That's what you can expect to feel. A feeling of light tension. I say light, it's up to you how much tension you feel, but it should be comfortably manageable. And some people kind of describe stretching as an uncomfortable comfort. You kind of really, it just generally feels good. If it feels good, one would suggest that's good. If it doesn't feel good, one would suggest come back a bit, change that range of motion. It should all feel comfortable. So that's your back of thighs. We're going to go down now a bit lower to the back of the lower legs. Calf muscles for stride length, ankle mobility, and again shoes, socks, all those activities where we need to be able to move our toes, our feet. So first position is the same. This time though, the moving part is the foot there, and it might feel quite small for you, really depends. Still have that knee a bit soft, still be active here. Have a glance down, see what's going on. Imagine you've lassoed your toe with a bit of string, and then you're pulling the string in and the toe's coming back, and you're pressing the heel forward. Can you feel now the feeling of tension on the back of the lower leg there? You'll also feel some activity in the front of the shin. These are the muscles that are pulling the toes up. Another important part of walking, to pick up the feet, clear the toes as we walk. Other side, don't forget. You might feel some unevenness. The one side moves more fluidly than the other. This gives you an indicator of how you can work over time to improve that. Have a pull in, have a squeeze, have a pause if you can. If you can count anything 8-12 seconds, great. If not, just repeat slow squeezes in and pauses. Feel that bit of stretch, that stretch sensation. It feels different to moving constantly when we slowly change a position and hold it. You literally feel the muscle lengthen and stretch. There's a standing alternative, a standing option. I'm going to come up to stand to show it to you. If you prefer to remain seated, do so. You will need to feel fairly confident on your feet for this standing option, for this calf stretch. Use external supports. Take a confident, steady step back. Ball of foot, lower the heel with control. Slow, slow, slow. And as the heel gets lower, you'll feel the stretch. It'll feel quite different in stand because there'll be some other stretch coming on in the front here also. Depending on how far you step back will depend on the intensity of that stretch. So can you see how you need to be able to control that? The other option, actually, if stepping back behind you isn't possible for space, or you're not confident to do that, consider this leg here nearest the table. Consider it. Think of a number. Think of this leg. Now, if I step forward with control, I can adopt that same position. Can you see that? I'm in the same place, but I've just done it differently. Now that may or may not be significant. I'm giving you options. There's lots of reasons why we would do that generally, but obviously I can't see you, so I'm just giving you options. That might work for you. Key things here is that when you are in that position, that the toes are forward, that you're lifted and lengthened here. Everything is forward facing. Toes, feet, knees, hips, chest, head here. And you might want to be side on to the support here to give you extra confidence. That's it, that's your standing options. So did you like the beginnings of our sway today? There it is in a little bit of a sped up, just to remind. You might want to crowbar in a few extra shirt offs and a few Bex hugs to finish if you would like. That's my double whammy done for the day. My goodness. I think we're back on normal operations tomorrow. Not actual operations. No surgery will be performed. You know what I mean. Cows at 8, Dave at noon, me at 4 for part 2 of who knows what, goats up a tree. I think we might just call this week's sway goats up a tree, because who knows where it's going to end up. All right, Maddie. All right, Angela. I will have a lovely evening. Thank you very much. I'm going to go back round, read your comments. Great to have you folks. See you tomorrow. Enjoy the weather. Indeed. So do I, Sandra. Oh my goodness. Bye for now.